Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to a video I didn't think I'd have to make today. Now the shocking news, it was probably coming, but the shocking news for today is the news that Mark Catlin has stepped down from his role as Portsmouth CEO. Now this has come after quite a lot of, he's been getting some slack from fans urging him to make the decision, but an offer came in from another one of the Eisner's companies at Tops for him to go and work there, and he decided to take that role on, as he will now be working there and still be a director at Portsmouth Football Club. But we'll give it a little break and then we'll talk about what I think and what I think for the future. Now first of all, I will just start this whole video off by saying thank you to Mark. As much as I may not have agreed with some of the stuff he did, or maybe seen him as a bit of a... He was a figure that did the stuff for the club that someone needed to do. And without a shadow of a doubt, he did it well. Yes, you can slate him for not sacking Jacket earlier, some transfer business that didn't go quite as well, some things he said maybe in regards to the supporters being customers, but Mark did a very good job. He came in at a time when no one would touch us with a barge pole. He came in and CEO'd this club, not back to its greatest, but in the 8 years he's been at our club, and it's been 8 years since 2013, He's seen us drop into League 2 and League 1. He's then seen us win League 2, win the Checkatrade Trophy, and then he's seen us flourish in League 1. Yes, we may be sat there at the minute, not really doing much, but Mark has been a key player in what has happened at this club in the last few years, and for that I will always be thankful. He steadied the ship when it needed steadying. But we now have to look to the future, and I think this was one of the things that needed to happen this summer for it to be a transfer window or a kind of summer of rebuilding. Now Mark Catlin's gone, Kenny Jackett's gone, some of the players will be leaving. Pompey can have a full-scale rebuild from top to bottom. Mark Catlin at the top is now gone. We now replace him, and I will talk about his replacement shortly. So Mark Catlin will go, that can be replaced. Then we have the manager, they've been replaced, and we brought in new ones. The new head of academy as well, I can't remember his name. He was brought in. Danny Cowley's Tricky Blues, they're going to take us to the Championship. But before we move on to the new person and what he's thinking and what he said, or what's been said about him anyway, we're going to go on the iPad, and Mark Catlin did say, I felt the time was right to look for a new challenge. I watched this video and he did seem like he didn't want to leave, but he thought that it was the right time to do so, and I firmly agree with that. Pompey also tweeted, 8 years, 50 fan Q&As, 5,000 and more cups of tea. Thank you for everything, Mark. And I think I second that. Thank you, Mark. And I know people will probably say, oh, how can you thank him for some of the stuff he's said? Yeah, he has, but, even Kenny Jackett, I thanked him. Because I know that he's had his bad moments, and Kenny Jackett was a lot worse than Mark Catlin. But everyone has their bad moments. It's about the good times, and he brought him back to Fratton Park. He brought us the League 2 trophy. He brought us the Checkatrade trophy. He helped with all of that. And before we talk about our new CEO, I want to hear from Dad. Dad has sent me a video on his thoughts about Mark Catlin stepping down. We'll hear from him now.
Right, reaction to the news today that Mark Catlin has stepped down as the CEO of Portsmouth Football Club. Bit out of the blue, really. So, I think in my personal opinion, I think he's done a pretty decent job. Obviously, he's been under, he's been under a bit of pressure lately, obviously due to the fact that we haven't gone up. Some of the transfer dealings probably in the last couple of years haven't been really good enough. But in terms of, I can't really fault him as a CEO. I think he's done a good. He was always up front with the fans. He was always engaged with the fans. Spoke to them. Held like monthly, podcasts and things like that to engage with the fans. But obviously the fundamental, maybe it's just because of the simple fact we haven't gone up, and maybe he feels it's time for someone else to take up the reins and move us forward. But all I can say is that I think he's done as good enough job as can be expected. I'm certainly not going to slate him or anything like that. But hopefully now we can get someone in with maybe fresh ideas moving forward, and take the club to the next level, where I think it needs to go. Obviously in terms of recruitment, it's going to be a massive summer for Portsmouth, because they need to, in my opinion, as I've said before, we need a complete rebuilding. restructuring of the club, I think, from top to bottom. Not just obviously the playing staff is the fundamental thing that needs to be changed straight away. But also, I think the academy need a lot of work to be done on that, and the whole, the fundamentals of the football club need to be stripped down and changed top to bottom. So we'll see where we go from here. But as I said, I think Mark Catlin's done a pretty decent job, and he always come across well to me, and seemed like a nice guy. Anyway, keep the faith, up the Blues, and up the Moo Army.
Thank you to Dad for expressing your opinions again. It does mean a lot. Mark was obviously a man from down south, as far as I'm aware. His son is also fairly well known around the Pompey community. Mark will still be around as a director, as I previously mentioned. But then we will talk about the new Pompey CEO. Andrew Cullen is coming in to take over as Pompey CEO. Now, some of you are probably thinking, who the hell's Andy Cullen? Well, Andy Cullen is an MK Dons executive director who'll be coming in on the 1st of June. Now, I'm going to read out some of the stuff that they've written because obviously I don't know much about him. If we do have any MK Dons fans here, please do let me know down below. Or if you know anything of him, let me know down below what you think. We're going to read out what they had to say, what Andy had to say, what Michael Eisner had to say, what Mark Catlin had to say. Pompey chairman Michael Eisner then said, Andy has done a terrific job at MK Dons, and his extensive experience in football, business and marketing will help us at Pompey in our relentless pursuit of success on and off the pitch. He has huge shoes to fill in Mark's absence, but I know he can do it, especially with Mark's help in the transition and beyond. Cullen himself then said, I feel extremely privileged and incredibly excited to be given the opportunity by Michael Eisner and the Porter board to succeed Mark Catlin as the club's new CEO. The role comes with a massive responsibility to both the city of Portsmouth and to the football club. I do very much recognise the club's rich heritage, strong traditions and most critically the dynamic connection with its passionate supporters and the local community, who all too recently came together in remarkable fashion to save their football club from going out of existence. Mark and his excellent team of colleagues, along with the support of so many others, have from these foundations delivered a sustainable and vibrant football club, and importantly, one which remains very in touch with its community. Together with Danny and Nicky Cowley, I will try to do my very best to develop the outstanding work already undertaken by so many. I will work as hard as I can and contribute towards the delivery of an exciting future for everyone connected with Pompey. Catlin then himself said, I have known Andy professionally for a number of years and have always been impressed by his work ethic, integrity, experience and communication skills. I believe he'll be the perfect fit for the club, staff, our board and supporters. This is an exciting time for the club and I wish Andy well for his future with us. Now, at the bottom it does say, Cullen joined MK Dons in November 2008 when Pompey won the FA Cup nearly, having previously spent more than 10 years at Norwich City, and he has also served as both League One and Championship club representative on the board of the EFL. Now that's what you need to know about Andrew Cullen. I'll put a picture of him on screen somewhere, but he will be our new CEO. We'll put some tweets then on screen if we have anyone that's seen anything. Someone said, "Bring on the new era." That's Lewis O'Donnell, one of my good friends actually. A Pompey fan tagged an MK Dons fan, I think, saying, "What's he like?" All these be on screen right now. Go give him a follow. Brilliant man, always cared for the fans' opinions. Now that is what I like to hear. Someone else said, "At least it's a football man rather than some money nut from the City or Wall Street. His relationship as the middleman between the owners and the fans will be everything, and I guess we'll be finding more about that pretty early doors." Someone else, did anyone get worried that it's someone else that's been to prison? Let's have a look. Someone put, welcome. So first order of business, let McKeekron and get laid on loan, please. 2 players that were at MK Dons last year. Someone put, welcome to the best club in the world, Andrew. Another one said, thoughts, lads. Someone put, signed some good players, especially youngsters, and they seem to be heading in the right direction. That's what we like to hear, isn't it? We need to sign some players, some young players as well. I think youth development is a massive point at Pompey now. He'll help with that alongside Danny and Nicky Kelly and the new youth academy manager, whatever we appointed. But that is where this video is going to end. We've heard from Dad. We've heard from me. It's now time to hear from you. Let me know down below what you think of this new appointment and Mark Catlin leaving as well. Can we get 10 likes on this video? Don't forget to subscribe. The Cowley Revolution is in full swing at Pompey.